Hello and welcome to We Have a New Website, and here's how you can register. So, I'm going to start by giving you a couple of hints because if you're watching this Zoom, it's possible you're watching it because you're having some problems. So, my first suggestion is to go in and clear your history and your cache because some computers will hold on to the information from the old website and not carry it over to the new, and then it's going to not be where you want to be. So, if you're having difficulties, and you're not getting to the site that I'm about to show you, you're going to want to go in and clear your history and clear your cache. Also, I know one member is having difficulty with the registration process. We did try this on 3 computers in my home and a telephone, but I also reached out to someone from my district in Michigan, and she was able to register. So if you have problems once you get to the website with registration, you might want to shut your browser window down, your Internet Explorer, your Chrome, your Edge, whatever you're using, and then restart your computer, then try again. That could possibly solve the problem. Please remember, you can't always mail it in. We do not want you to get frustrated. The process is relatively simple, but if your computer's not cooperating, it can be frustrating. So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen, and we are going to take a look at how to register. So we're going to go to the page. Oh, not that one. There we go. So I'm not starting on the website at all. So I'm going to put in gfwcmi.com. gfwcmi.com. It's the same web address as it was, but this is the look of the new page. And I'm kind of partial to it. I like it. The picture is lovely. We've seen this picture before. I like the blue and the yellow. It just pops and is a little bit more, I don't know, warm, I guess, and friendly. So we're not logged in yet. Your district president and your club president have the logins for your district. Each district has its own login. And so you can reach out to them. If you can't get a hold of them, I do have all of the passwords for each district, all the login information for each district. I'm happy to share that, but I prefer that you go to them first. We know that they're important, and we love our district presidents and our club presidents, and they do have this information. It was emailed out to them to share with all of the club members. And I know sometimes people aren't home or they're traveling, and so they may not have gotten to it yet. I understand. It is Sunday currently as I'm doing this, and I sent the information on Sunday. So if you're looking at this and you've got here through a different means, understand they may not have gotten to their email yet. So we're going to go to the member login, which is over here in this red box with white outline. This is member login. And you click on it, username and password. So each district has their own. I'm going to use East Central. That is my district. I could use any of them because I do have all of them. And I do know that all of them worked because before we went live, we tried each and every one of them to make sure they all work. But I'm just going to use East Central because I happen to know that password. So there's East Central. You'll notice I have it saved. I'm not going to use the save today. Then I can go to my password and I can put that in. And notice you can't see it. And hopefully I typed it correctly. Here's an important piece. You can click remember me right here. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to actually save my particular login as a webmaster because I have a different login, but I want to show you through a district how this works because all the districts will see the same thing. So I'm not going to click remember me, but you can, and then you should not have to put it back in again, we hope, unless you clear your cookies, in which case you would need to do it again. All right, and we're going to click login, not sign in with the passkey, but log in at the bottom. All right, you see the same picture, you see the same page, but up at the top, you have a couple of different options now. We have documents, bylaws, and events. Those are new. In order to register for convention, which is what this video is for, we're going to click events. And it will default to wherever we are. We're currently in the month of March, just getting started with March. So it's in March. You can use the pull down to get to May, or you can use the arrow keys. It doesn't matter. So if I pick June it's not June, May. If I pick May here, it'll jump to May. If I go back to March where we were, if I go with the arrows, it's going to take me a month at a time, April and then May. So either way works. Now, one thing of note is that it only shows one day for the convention. It shows the starting day. The convention does go the second, third, fourth, and fifth. That is clear on registration pages. We've tried everything we can at this point to figure it out for the calendar. We haven't made that work. Everything else works. It just doesn't look like it goes through the fifth, but it does. And registrations for all of the days or just one day. So here we go. When we click on the event, you're going to get information on the screen. 129th event. Here are the dates. Here's where it's being held. Note, please, that per our contract, we must park in the lot on 2nd Street that's behind Murray's. And there's plenty of parking back there. And it lists our host district, the wonderful UP, Upper Peninsula District 5, the convention chairs and co-chairs, and information about voting, delegates, that kind of thing. And then pricing, it shows pricing. It also shows meals. This is not where you register. It's just giving you information up front. You can go to this page without having to register so that you see everything that's here. And when you get to the bottom, if you have questions about registration, you can get a hold of Lisa Brewer, the assistant treasurer. If you have questions about registering on the computer, that would be a me question. So when we get down here, you see register. Notice there is a late fee if you register after the 15th of April. So we have about 5.5 weeks or so, but we hit register. Now's when we're going to start our registration process. So you're going to pick your ticket type to start with. So you're either going to do the full weekend or a day. Now, if you do a day, it doesn't tell you what day. You don't pick a day. If you're coming Friday or coming Saturday, I'll tell you how this will work. But let's start first with registration for the full weekend. Okay, so we just pick one. You're registering for yourself. It's one person. Then you're going to go down. You're going to pick your Friday lunch options. You've got 2 of them, raspberry balsamic chicken or vegetable shish kebabs, which I'm probably not saying correctly. I'm going to pick the shish kebabs. Then your banquet options, you've got an A, B, and C. Let's go with shrimp scampi. Saturday lunch, chicken and vegetable. Again, with the kebabs, let's pick the portobello mushrooms this time. And then your banquet options, again, A, B, and C. We're going to go with the honey salmon. And then if you're doing the buffet Sunday, you can choose that. You don't have to choose that. Okay. You put in your name, first and last, your address, and all of this information. You see everything that has the red star is required. And you're going to go down here, pick your district is required. Your club name is required because those go on your badge, right? If you want something different on your badge, please put it in here, but that's not required. Your highest position, which is for voting purposes. So past state president, current board of directors elected, advisory board elected, club delegate, which your club president would know whether or not you're the delegate, or if you're an alternate, or if you're an attendee, which is a non-delegate. Is it your first convention? We want to know that because there is a first timers breakfast, which is very cool and you should go to. And then we need a count for Thursday's welcome reception because there is going to be food and that kind of thing there. So we want to know yes or no. But now you'll note there's payment information. It'll tell you how much your choices are so far. So remember, we picked the full registration for all of the days, and we picked meals for Friday, Saturday, and then breakfast for Sunday. Here's the payment processing fee that Square charges us. It's only what it charges us according to the most recent information we have. And then there's the gross amount, which just makes me chuckle every time. And we're using Square. Here's where you put in your card, your number, your information for your expiration, and then the CVV number, which is on the back of the card. And you would hit process registration. Now, if you hit process registration and something's not filled in, it will tell you this field is required. And you'll know that you need to go back and find something you haven't done correctly. Now, someone tried this and they did everything correctly, but they're getting zeros down here. That's when my suggestion of close out your browser, restart your computer totally, and try again. Now, I'm using Chrome today. We have done it also using Safari, and it worked as well. So the browsers seem to be working as well, but sometimes computers just like to be difficult. All right, so now we're going to clear this out. And I'm going to go through and reset all of these things to 0 because I want to show you one more thing here. It's not going to change anything really, but I want to show you something to keep in mind, especially if you're only coming for one day. Now, here's the thing. It's one day or it's the full weekend. So the full weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you can still leave Saturday, right? You don't have to pay, or you can leave Sunday morning, not get the buffet. You can also choose, you'll note, you can choose coming for the full weekend and not pick any meals. It will still let you do that. In fact, let me show you that. So no meals, just the registration fee. When you go to the bottom, it's going to show you $30 plus your 88 cents. If you're not interested in paying the payment processing fee, and I totally get it, saving money is a cool thing to do. You can still mail in your registration form. You can still do that. We're not taking that away from you. So you can do that. I'm going to make this 0 and I'm going to pick one day. Here's the important thing to remember if you're only coming for one day and you want food. If you're coming for Saturday, let's say you're not off work on Friday, your boss didn't give it to you. He said, nope, not doing it or whatever. Not trying to pick on any bosses, but if it happens, you can't make it until Saturday. Please make sure when you choose food, you're choosing Saturday's food. This will not limit you. This will let you pick every single lunch or dinner that you want. So something to keep in mind too, if you're registering for the full weekend, you can pick A and B and you'll be charged for it. It's not going to say, hey, you pick 2 lunches on Friday. It's going to let you take them. So please be careful as you register to make sure you pick one option for lunch, unless you want both. I mean, you could, right? And one option for banquet. So if you're coming Saturday, right? If you're coming for installation, for, President-elect Raylan's installation, please make sure you only pick from the Saturday food options then, okay? Because otherwise you will be charged for that meal and it will be made and it will sit there on Friday waiting for you who is not coming. And that's difficult to change. We can change it absolutely if we have to, but please just try to be careful with your options. And always when you get to the bottom and you see this number, kind of keep an idea in your head of what it should be as you're going along and go, is this amount different from the amount I think it is, this first amount, right? I should go back and take a look at it again. And so once you put your information in, I'm not clicking there because I have some information stored on my computer. So, and I know it's only the last 4, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to show it to you, but you could put in your card number. Okay. I do not see that information. We do not have your full card information. So let me get that out there too. What we see is the last 4, I think. Maybe not. We may only see that you've paid. Okay, we certainly do not have the whole card number. And we will then see what meals you've purchased and whether you've purchased full. We'll see your club name. All those have to things we will see because we have to have that information. And by we, I don't mean me. We as in the state and the convention chairs and Lisa Brewer need to have those information. And that's what's stored in our website, not your payment information. It goes through Square. So your information here goes to Square, just like it would if you were purchasing something. If you purchase our merchandise using a credit card, that's Square. That's what we're using. The information goes to Square. We get told, yep, it was paid. Here's the amount that was paid. Okay, great. And then we see which choices you made in terms of food and that kind of thing. So that's how you register. Now, here's what I will tell you too. All of the information isn't here that you're used to seeing in terms of the rest of the website. So bylaws are here for sure. I'm going to click on bylaws and you can get a printable version of the bylaws if you like, or you can slide down and read them. Documents currently, and we're working on this. We're working on this, I promise you. What we've got going on currently is the current yearbook. I do have all of the past ones. We will be working on getting them up. Right now, our focus was get the site up, get registration up. So we have the current yearbook. It is there. And it is something that you can download or you can view, either one. So if you just want to view it and you don't want to download it on your computer, totally fine. We go back to documents. We've got 4 forms, 3 applications. This is reporting. We made sure reporting was still here because we're still dealing with some reporting in terms of state people. So we still have the score form and statistical report and the narratives club of the year, because those were what we put up first because we weren't sure exactly what date this would go live. Applications, Education Foundation. These are all Education Foundation applications and information, directions, supplemental travel grant, right? And then we have no newsletters, but we have space for them, and we will be putting newsletters up here as well. We're very excited by this. And again, keep in mind, there are probably typos that we will, please feel free to draw to my attention. I did not input any information yet. This information was all put in by the person who did our website. And we are thrilled. He worked very hard for us. And he has just done a fabulous job. So please let me know what they are. We will work on fixing them. If you are someone who enjoys working on websites, please get in touch with me because I am sure that we would love to have your help. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. I think I've handled frequently asked questions. Biggest things to keep in mind, try restarting your computer, try restarting your browser if you're having issues. If your homepage does not look like my homepage, and let's go back and look at that one more time. Should have done that. My apologies. So if your homepage, when you go, does not look like this, does not have the picture, the yellow backing here, you need to make sure that you clear your cache, clear your history, then go in and do it again. And that should only be applicable if you've been to the other website for reporting forms or for anything. If your computer does that, sometimes it will keep you from loading the new site because it wants to load the old and is trying to be efficient. It doesn't know there's a new site. So that's that. If you get to that page and you log in and everything's good, but registration looks funky, try restarting your browser. And if you restart your browser, you turn your computer off, reboot it, start it again, and it still doesn't work, please let me know. I will do my best to help you. I am still looking at troubleshooting for different things, but that's my first thing. And those are the first questions I'm going to ask you. Did you try closing your browser out? And by closing, I don't mean the little button that makes it minimize, but the red button or the X button, and it's usually in the top left corner. Did you shut it down and shut your computer down and then start it up again? Sometimes that's what it takes. You know, it's like the old, did you unplug it? Did you, unplug it and plug it back in? That was the old thing we used to tell people. I used to help people with computer problems when I worked at a library, and that was always the first question. Did you unplug and replug your computer? Did you try that? So I'm just going to ask the question, even if you've done it, I'm going to ask you if you have. If you tell me up front, I won't ask you again. Like if you tell me, I believe you, not a problem. So if you have a problem and you're like, hey, I tried this, it's still not working, let me know in the email or let me know in the voicemail that you leave me what it is that you're struggling with, and I will do some research if I have to before I get back to you, and hopefully I can help you. But please don't get frustrated first. Okay. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this long journey of the website. We're very thrilled. And we're so excited that we've got one that works now and that we can register. You cannot buy merchandise yet. That will probably start with President-elect Raylan's merchandise. That gives us some time to get pictures, get information, and get all of that loaded in there. So right now, though, we can register, and that's exciting. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I do work on Mondays. So if you get in touch with me on a Monday, it may be Monday evening before I get back to you. Just please understand, I will get back to you, but Mondays are a little difficult. Thank you.